Yes. The planet Earth, that is, this one has a record 2,781 billionaires for the year 2024. That is the numbers from Forbes' 38th annual World's Billionaires List. It's been a banner year for the mega wealthy. Forbes found almost 3,000 billionaires around the world, 141 more than 2023, and 26 more than the previous record, which was set in 2021, hitting at a collective $14.2 trillion. That's trillion with a T. 2 trillion more than last year and 1.1 trillion above the previous record, also set in 2021. A lot of COVID billionaires, you see. Also, with the economy in general, the money is concentrated at the top, and we've seen this. There are now a record 14 people who are members of the 100 Billionaires Club, the elite group of people whose fortunes stretch into 12 digits. That is 12 digits. That is what a billionaire is, 12 digits. That's up from one just 4 years ago. So just 4 years ago, there was only one person in, 4 years ago, there was only one person in the $100 billion clubs. Now there's 14. And those people are worth $2 trillion collectively, meaning that 0.5% of the world's 2,781 billionaires hold 14% of all billionaire wealth. That is ridiculous. The richest of all is Bernard Arnault, who holds the #1 spot for the second year. He owns Louis Vuitton, Tiffany, Sephora. He's $38 billion richer than Elon Musk, who's #2, who's worth an estimated $195 billion. Okay. So, I mean, this man is feeling like a loser because he only has $195 billion. Jeff Bezos is just behind Elon Musk with a paltry $194 billion. Now, Forbes used their stock prices and exchange rates from March the 8th, 2024 for the year's rankings. 2/3 of the world's billionaires are richer than just a year ago. No one has gained more than Mark Zuckerberg, who benefited to the tune of $116.2 million in an increase in 1 year. So this man made $116 billion in 1 year, thanks to his stock from Meta almost tripling, amid cost-cutting layoffs and big bets on AI. So basically, Mark Zuckerberg got a lot richer by putting people out of jobs and creating a future where they won't need humans at all to do jobs, which is what the AI is, basically. I've always said Zuckerberg looks like an alien, and that, and he certainly acts like one. He's just here to sort of extricate what he can get from whatever working people there are, including by selling your information. Be careful with that as well. I always say that, you have to watch yourself on Facebook. It's why I don't have a Facebook. I've really thought about making one. I've really thought about making one, but I've always decided against it because I know that Facebook plays so loose with your information. They sell your data. They sell your data to advertisers. They let the government have your data. I mean, Facebook really, Mark Zuckerberg is rich because he basically has gotten rich by invading your privacy. That's basically what he does. Number 5 is Larry Ellison from Oracle. He's been a mainstay on these types of lists. He's only worth $141 billion. Oh, my God. If I woke up with $141 billion, I'd jump out of a window or something. I just couldn't imagine waking up with so little money. The United States is once again the country with the most billionaires, with a record-breaking 813. Yes, you heard that right. America has 813 that are worth $5.7 trillion. Now, just last year, America had 735 billionaires. Now we've got 813. Okay. China remains second with 473, including Hong Kong. They're counting Hong Kong as a part of China, which you should. Hong Kong is China, folks. And India has 200 Indian billionaires, collectively worth $954 billion. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, why is he covering just the Forbes list? Why is he just, telling us how rich people are? We know rich people are rich. To me, these types of lists are always important, particularly for Black America, specifically for Black America, because what we notice from these lists, it tells us that our wealth is very much concentrated in the hand of a microscopic percentage of Black people. Okay. Now, you see that the white billionaires, Bernard Arnault and Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, these people all made their money in the world of business. That's how they came to prominence. Whereas most of ours come from entertainment. Now, why is that? Why does that matter? That means that ultimately Black people, even rich Black people in this country, are, what is the term? Nigger rich. They're not rich. And this is very important as we talk about reparations in this country, because whenever you bring up reparations, people go, well, what about Oprah? Well, what about Michael Jordan? Jay-Z and Beyonce. What about Jay-Z and Beyonce? Look, if you put the 10 Black American billionaires on this list, including Michael Jordan, Oprah, Jay-Z, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Tiger Woods, there's about 10 Black billionaires. Collectively, they don't have as much money as Bernard Arnault. Collectively, the Black billionaires don't have as much money as Elon Musk. Collectively, they don't have as much as Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg or Larry Ellison or Warren Buffett, for that matter. So even in lists like this, where we celebrate the super rich in the Black community, we see that there is still a huge gulf between white wealth and Black wealth in this country. Anybody want to tell me what caused that huge gap in white wealth and Black wealth? Anybody know? How they became such a wealth disparity? It's slavery. And then the Black codes, and then Jim Crow, and then redlining, mass incarceration, the two-tiered legal system. Even in this list that celebrates, we're supposed to feel real good about these Black billionaires. All this does is illustrate is that the Black billionaire class is not that rich in comparison to the people I just talked about at the top of the segment. Now, the richest Black person on the planet is this man named Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote. He is from Nigeria. He's in construction. He has about $14-15 billion. That's the richest Black man on the planet. Okay. The richest Black American is a brother named Robert F. Smith, who has an estimated $9.2 billion in wealth. Now, if that name Robert F. Smith sounds familiar, he is the brother that actually did a very good thing. You know, you guys know I'm not a big fan of billionaires, for good reason. But he actually gave the entire graduating class of Morehouse College a gift. A few years ago, he paid all of their tuitions, all of them, the entire class, hundreds and hundreds of people. He paid their entire tuition. So, look, I don't believe billionaires should exist as a leftist, but I will say that brother did a solid for all those brothers at Morehouse College. Good for him, good for them. Still, I don't think we should have to depend on the charity of billionaires to be able to afford to go to college. That's just me. Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, and Jay-Z made up the top 5 in the world's celebrity billionaires list. Michael Jordan, who made most of his wealth from endorsements with Nike, Hanes, and Gatorade, is worth $3.2 billion. Now, mind you, again, you see once again, black wealth is mostly from the entertainment field. 3 of the 5 billionaires in the world celebrity billionaires list are black. So you would think that just by reading that, you would think, well, there's no real racism in this country. There's no impediment to black Americans creating wealth because Michael Jordan, Oprah, and Jay-Z are in the top 5 of the world celebrities billionaires list. But you have to dig deeper into wealth, American wealth, and where it's situated in order to be able to see where the wealth really is. Now, where's the wealth really? 4% of black households in America, just 4% of America's households are worth $1 million or more. That's it. Just 4%. You want to know what percentage of white households are worth $1 million or more? A quarter. That's right. A full 25% of white households in America, in the United States of America, are worth $1 million or more. You don't believe me? Look it up. It was in the New York Times. That's where I got the statistic. I know it sounds insane to think about 1 in 4 households in America, white households in America, being worth $1 million, but that's actually, that's really what we're dealing with as black people. You're dealing with 4% versus 25%. And you'll see a lot of times, even a lot of leftists will say, well, 90% of the wealth is held with in the white communities held by rich white people. 90% of the wealth in black households are held by rich black people. That's a misleading statistic. Like I said, look at where this white wealth is situated. Who owns BlackRock? Who owns stock and share? Who owns the majority of BlackRock and Citigroup and Lockheed Martin and all these companies in the military industrial complex that benefit from the prison industrial complex that make all this money on Wall Street? You better believe it's very few black people doing that. Most of the black people who have a little bit of money are in entertainment, which means their wealth is really dependent on whether you dance or you buy their gym shoes or you laugh at their comedy show or whatever, Tyler Perry, Oprah, whatever. They do not have the type of institutional wealth. Black people do not own commercial real estate in general. We don't. Jay-Z is worth $2.5 billion, despite selling most of his stake in Deuce or whatever the hell. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know how it's pronounced. Notice him and Puff Daddy became billionaires selling alcohol. Notice that they get you in entertainment, and then the move is the alcohol or consumption in some form of. It's never controlling all the farmland. Bill Gates is buying up all of America's farmland. That's not what Jay-Z's going to be able to do. They're not going to let Jay-Z do that. He also owns stake in thriving companies like Uber and Block. Other black celebrities who became billionaires are Tyler Perry, Rihanna, Tiger Woods, LeBron James, and the great Magic Johnson. I think it is an important thing to look at these types of issues because they are often used as propaganda. Okay, one, they use this capitalistic propaganda to say, see, anybody can become a billionaire in America, and look, the game isn't rigged. The game is absolutely rigged. All they're saying is that they will let a few black faces barely in the door if they are willing to play ball and they are not too big of a threat to the institutions, the military-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex, Wall Street, land ownership, etc. So we just saw with Diddy not that long ago. We saw with Kanye West. Kanye West went from being worth $2 billion to barely a millionaire in a few days after he said those comments about the Jews. That's the type of wealth that they allow these people to have. They let you have that Kanye wealth where if you upset the wrong person, you won't be a billionaire tomorrow. And it's important to understand the difference. Let me get this caller. Hello, caller.
Okay, hey, Scott.
What's up?
I got a question for you.
It's all good.
Okay. Why there would never be another man as rich as King Solomon?
Why? Why won't there ever be another man that rich?
That's the question I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Well, we know Solomon was one of the richest men that ever lived. But his riches also, by him being rich, his wisdom and his knowledge. It wasn't just all about them gold mines he had. Mm. So that's what I'm getting at. That right. Man was filthy rich in wisdom. That man was filthy rich in gold mines. And there would never be another man on this earth as rich as him. I don't care. You put all the Elon Musk and all of them together. There'll never be as rich as Sodom. Because the good Lord blessed Sodom. That's all I'm getting at.
All right now.
That was back in the Bible days now.
I heard you.
and they still find the Solomon Gold mine.
Well, all right.
Okay, good man.
Thank you for your call.
Okay, bye.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the consolidated version of Straight Out of the Cannon. When we get back, happy